Right now, Wisconsin is getting a major financial boost for suicide prevention. Why some say the money couldn't have come at a better time.
Plus, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham proposing a federal abortion ban at 15 weeks. It has some top Republicans distancing themselves. What Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is saying.
And you see them pop up all over during election years. Political signs. We go through the do's and don'ts when having them on your property. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Money alone cannot prevent suicides, but it can certainly help.
In that respect, Wisconsin is getting a good deal of help. Starting this year, it received a nearly $1 million federal grant today aimed at suicide prevention, one that will repeat for half a decade. Catherine Merck in studio now to explain. Catherine?
Nearly 900 people in Wisconsin died by suicide in 2020. That's according to DHS data. This grant that aims to prevent suicide will help make sure your family members, friends, and members of the community receive crucial support.
This is something that impacts so many lives, and it's very important that we got this, and I'm really excited about it.
A federal grant worth more than $868,000 to Wisconsin this year is aiming to prevent suicide. It's a difficult topic to talk about, but one that Dr. Jasmine Zapata says she's familiar with at her work and in her own life.
I've personally lost colleagues to who died by suicide, and I've been impacted personally, but there are so many others across Wisconsin who have as well.
The Department of Health Services says suicide rates have increased 32% over the past decade. For the prevention groups I spoke with, they tell me that today's grant could not come at a more important time.
I'm excited that there's an opportunity within Suicide Prevention Month and with this new grant announcement for people to be talking about what more can be done.
The money doesn't stop this year. Wisconsin expects to receive close to the same amount each year for another 4 years. For Dr. Zapata, she says each dollar is going towards saving the lives of our loved ones.
And if anyone is listening to this and is experiencing suicidal thoughts, mental health issues, or dealing with substance use disorders, if that's you and you're listening to this right now, please know that support is available.
Like she said, if you know someone who is struggling with mental health and needs to talk to somebody, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline is available 24 hours a day. You can also use the crisis text line by texting Hope Line to 741-741.
Catherine, thank you. The Adams County deputy who shot and killed a man last week has been put on administrative assignment. Deputy Jacob Bean shot and killed 61-year-old Brian Childers on September 7th after law enforcement got a report of a man walking on a county road while armed with a gun. When Bean encountered Childers, he reportedly learned that he had active felony warrants filed against him. After Bean made contact with Childers reportedly pulled out his gun. Bean then shot and killed him. Bean was wearing a body camera at the time of the shooting, though that footage has not been released publicly. Bean has 6 years of law enforcement experience. Investigators are still reviewing evidence and will turn over their reports to the Adams County District Attorney. The DA will then determine if Bean will face charges for killing Childers.
We're still following the GoFundMe account set up for the 3 children who lost both parents in a murder-suicide this weekend. Here's a current look at the site. The campaign was asking for $10,000, and so far it has raised more than $92,000. The money will go toward funeral costs and care for the children. If you'd like to donate, visit the GoFundMe website, and we also have the link to it on our website, channel3000.com. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Chris Reese. Hi, Chris.
Hey, it's a beautiful afternoon out here. Well, evening on the weather patio as well. The sun's starting to set. We started to get rid of some of that haze, so you started to see more of the blue sky this afternoon and evening as well. 77 is where the temperature stands. It's a little muggy at times. Dew points were into the lower 60s. We've now seen that dew point drop into the upper 50s. It's a little bit more comfortable, but temperatures are still generally into the upper 70s to right around 80, depending on where you are. Cross Plains, you're at 75, 74 in Mount Horeb. Belleville also joining in at 75, same with Oregon, Stoughton, and Cottage Grove. Sun Prairie also at 75, same for Wanakee. So it is a popular number out there. Madison and Middleton, the warm spots at 77 and 78. This is Doppler track. You see some showers and thunderstorms across parts of the high plains. This will end up being the next chance for rain that we see right here across southern Wisconsin. I'm really watching parts of the weekend for you to see some raindrops. We're going to break this down in a little bit more detail coming up.
Chris, thank you. On the campaign trail, U.S. Senate candidate Mandela Barnes releasing a new series of endorsements from law enforcement. They come amid consistent attacks from conservatives on his stance on police and law enforcement policy. We sat down with a retired police officer endorsing Barnes, and he says that Barnes plans to invest more in training and social workers to support police. That's the right way forward.
A lot of people think police are all conservatives. I know that's not true. And I believe that funding and attacking those root causes of crime is a better way of addressing issues and helping police do their jobs.
Conservatives have criticized Barnes for his connection to left-wing Democrats who want to defund the police. We have fact-checked those claims in our Reality Check series, which you can find at channel3000.com. And Senator Ron Johnson also releasing this statement on crime, saying, quote, violent crime is continuing to surge in Wisconsin. I will always stand with law enforcement to protect our communities.
Meanwhile, on the topic of abortion, Senator Johnson and other Republicans are trying to distance themselves from a federal abortion ban recently proposed by Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator Johnson, who voted to restrict abortion at 20 weeks, won't say if he'd back the 15-week ban. He says the issue should be left to states like his own. Wisconsin has reverted to an 1849 law that outlaws the procedure almost entirely. Senator Johnson told CNN he wants some more exceptions added to his state's law.
You support the Wisconsin 1849 law that bans abortion.
I support this going out to the states and letting we the people decide. Okay, that's the law on the books right now. I support exceptions, which it doesn't have. But again, we'll have this determined by the people in 50 states.
Republicans hope voters will view the Democratic position as extreme since they do not support restrictions even in the third trimester of a pregnancy. Political signs can fill you with pride or anger depending on your level of passion.
And you may have thought about putting them in your own front yard, but there are some things to consider. Here with the do's and don'ts of how to stake your political views, our political reporter, Will Keneally. Will?
That's right. So, we all have our own opinions and people may disagree on their political stances. But as First Amendment expert Howard Schwaber says, nothing is really more American than that. In Walworth County,
we have 7, 8, 9 different messages.
It's an uphill fight for the Democratic Party. It's a Republican county, but also very rural, which means plenty of land and space for those messages.
They are put out with owner's permission on, good locations, and then they're rotated every few weeks. So it's like a little mini billboard.
We caught up with them in Elkhorn this week to talk about their yard signs. We asked the state Republican Party too, but they didn't have anyone available for us. In Walworth County, Democrats say it's about choosing their words carefully to find common ground.
Instead of concentrating strictly on the candidate, we are looking at values and how that ties into issues and how that ties into the candidates and why they should vote.
This is absolutely the core of why there is free speech in the first place.
That's UW-Madison's Howard Schwaber. So you can do that in many different ways. March in a parade, sign a petition, or put in yard signs.
People usually use yard signs for political expression. And political speech is what's sometimes called core speech.
So if there is any kind of speech that's going to be protected, it will be political speech. But there are some limitations.
Don't block traffic. Don't be so loud that we can hear you 5 miles away, right? Don't light things on fire. Anything, even as part of a political protest.
And in Madison, there are similar rules for what you can and can't do with yard signs.
We regulate the method and not the message. And what that means is size, height, placement, method of illumination.
Matt Tucker heads the Building Inspection Division for the city, which checks to make sure that the yard signs are placed correctly.
Placement that is unsafe, I think, is probably the most important thing. Placement that may block the vision of pedestrians or vehicles at intersections, around corners.
That generally means keeping the signs on your property, 10 feet off of the street. There's also a season. If you have a bunch of signs, the city asks that they be taken down right after the election. You can generally keep one non-commercial sign up the rest of the year. But what about content? What if a sign contains swear words, for example?
That's something that government is allowed to regulate in order to prevent children from being exposed to it.
Schwaber says the key is to not be obtrusive.
And the analogy is a nuisance law. You can use your property. It's called quiet enjoyment. You can enjoy your property however you like, but not if it interferes with other people's ability to enjoy their property.
Ultimately, there's latitude to largely put up whatever signs of support or opposition you want, whether you're a red dot in a blue sea or vice versa.
So the billboards are important. These are important because people realize this is grassroots, this is homemade stuff, this is local stuff.
So the Walworth County Dems there have been working on how to hone a concise message for a rural audience for a couple years now. They say they hope that they can serve as a model for other rural county parties.
Will, thank you. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, the Coats for Kids campaign gets a boost in numbers.
Plus, Second Harvest gets some assistance with helping families struggling with food insecurity. That story just ahead. Stay with us.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our communities safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Our Coats for Kids campaign received 95 coats yesterday. That's nearly twice as many coats compared to the last tally, and that boosts the total now to 1,434 coats. But there is still much more work to be done. If you'd like to help, the Community Action Coalition needs winter coats for kids. All you have to do is drop them off at any area Clinky Cleaners location. You can also go to the Coalition's Amazon wish list to find a selection of coats, and we have a link to that list at channel3000.com/coats for kids. The goal is to collect 5,000 kid-sized winter coats this year, and you have until October 8th.
Staff members at iCare and parent company Humana are helping at Second Harvest Food Bank in honor of Hunger Action Month. The group helped assemble boxes for items like eggs, butter, and yogurt. In the coming days, these products will then go to hundreds of families through southwestern Wisconsin.
And we know that food and nutrition insecurity is one of the key factors to help impact health, stability, so we're here to support Second Harvest in fulfilling its mission to address food insecurity.
Second Harvest helps feed families in 16 southwestern counties, making it the region's largest hunger relief charity.
After the break, Madison College giving people a taste of the welding experience without any of the smoke or fire.
Also, a historic day on Bascom Hill for the Ho-Chunk Nation as UW-Madison reaffirms its commitment to strengthening relationships with the tribe.
Plus, hazy skies for the past few days. Will they continue into the weekend? Chris has the complete forecast when we come back.
Ashley's Fall Scratch-Off promotion is happening now. Come in now for your scratch card that could be worth up to $5,000. Plus, get 78% off clearance items. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, doorbuster deals. Plus, fast delivery. Don't miss these savings. Ashley.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis.
Or active psoriatic arthritis.
And take it on with Rinvoq.
Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling.
For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue. It can stop irreversible joint damage.
And Rinvoq can leave skin clear, or almost clear, in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft doors, 11% off at Menards.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Loa Footwear, a name synonymous with premium outdoor footwear for 80-plus years. Our patented mono-wrap construction wraps the foot in a lightweight yet firmly supportive frame. We use a softer polyurethane in our midsoles that provides better shock absorption and ultimate comfort underfoot. Plus, our patented Gore-Tex liner is more durable and creates a smoother fit, thus less potential for blisters or discomfort.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Ashley is Wisconsin's largest mattress retailer, and their fall scratch-off promotion is happening now. Come in now for a scratch card worth up to $5,000, plus $400 off any size Purple Plus mattress. Like this Purple Plus Queen, only $14.99. Don't miss these mattress savings. Ashley.
The flag of the Ho-Chunk Nation will fly for more than 6 weeks total this fall over Bascom Hall at UW-Madison. The new Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin and Ho-Chunk Nation President Marlon White Eagle were both in attendance at the flag-raising ceremony in what Chancellor Mnuchin called a historic day in the history of UW-Madison. President White Eagle welcomed everybody on the Ho-Chunk land and said that these kind of events are opportunities for others to learn about the people who lived here before, as they are sharing a part of themselves.
When we put the flag up like this, it kind of breaks that down a little bit, that there are people that were here and they were somebody's family, and they were my family and a lot of our family.
The Ho-Chunk Nation flag will fly for a week starting today, then again in October for a week to mark Indigenous Peoples Day, and all throughout November for National Native American Heritage Month.
A massive 53-foot tractor trailer from the American Welding Society is looking to spark some interest in welding at Madison College. The free event gave people the chance to practice making a weld using virtual equipment. No smoke or fire to worry about. The VR training has been around for 15 years, but has recently been picking up steam. Like many other industries, there are many job openings available locally and nationwide.
Every student that we graduate, if they want a job in the field, they have at least 3 or more to pick from, so it is definitely a job seekers market.
And recent data shows the nation will need an additional 84,000 welders next year. Madison College has welding and metal fabrication degrees. Those are one-year programs running from September and ending in July or August. Well, let's now check back in with meteorologist Chris Reese. A complete look at your forecast, Chris.
Yeah, still seeing that sunshine out there. That'll stick around for the rest of the evening. That'll really stick around the rest of the week and into parts of your weekend as well. But we're going to see some rain chances on the increase. Doppler track is quiet for now, giving us a nice clean sweep. But I want to zoom things out, and you already see where a lot of the showers and thunderstorms are, mainly to our north and west. A lot of showers across parts of southwestern Minnesota, southeastern South Dakota, and into parts of Nebraska at this hour. Also some showers throughout parts of the UP. This is all a system that gradually begins to push farther to the east. You notice just how unsettled the mid to midwestern section of the country is. That's ahead of a cold front and ahead of the next wave of low pressure that ultimately begins to push into town. Our cloud cover thin right now, but you see the cloud cover just a little bit thicker over parts of northeastern Iowa this evening. That being said, your best rain chance is going to be Saturday night into Sunday, but you start to notice the chance for stray showers as early as Friday night and into Saturday as well. We're focused on the Madison Metro. Tomorrow morning, you're headed out to the bus stop. A lot of your temperatures will be into the low 60s at this point, so it is still quite comfortable. But winds are coming out of the south. That'll help us warm up into the low 80s and upper 70s once again, just like what we saw saw out there today. Maybe a little bit warmer. Now we're pushing forward into Saturday. Saturday, generally a mix of sun and clouds. Again, a slight chance for rain. I cannot rule out a pop-up shower or thunderstorm going into Saturday. Now we're into Sunday, and you start to see those better chances for some rain moving into the picture. I want to show you a little bit of a wider view here going into Sunday. Look at all the rain chances. And again, a lot of this is quite early. Later in the day on Sunday, most of your rain chances actually start to very quickly get out of the picture. So here's a lower resolution model, but it's doing a better job at picking up on the system as a whole. Saturday night into Sunday. This is now 6 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. There might be some cloud cover, but we start to get rid of most of the rain at that point. That being said, for tonight, we'll cool down towards 62, partly cloudy skies overall. Tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit warmer. After starting things out in the 60s in the morning, we will begin to warm things up into the 80s for your highs into the afternoon. Some spots, especially farther towards the south and west across parts of the driftless region, will generally be just a little bit warmer. How about 82, 83, maybe even an 84? By Sunday, we're back into the 70s for your highs. Check this out. A little bit of a ride here. On Tuesday, we are warming up towards 84 degrees. A big surge of some warmth, but then a strong cold front comes through. 79 on Wednesday, 69 on Thursday. At the moment, I can't rule out a slight chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm as that front moves through. There's not a ton of moisture for it to work with. But by next weekend, we are cooler. Also, let's take a moment to celebrate the fact that next weekend, there's not a chance of rain right now. We've had a lot of rainy weekends as of late, but that does not look to be the case now. We will be cooler in the low 60s.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers are back on the ice while Wisconsin women's hockey team feels pretty good about their new look roster. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stoughton Health's Breast Cancer Risk Assessment can help you understand your personal breast cancer risk and strategies to reduce your risk. The screening is a free service Stoughton Health offers to help women take charge of their health.
I'm gonna miss you.
At Prudential, we can't tell you when your kids will finally go out on their own. But we can at least make sure that when they do, you're ready. That's why millions rely on us for the rock-solid strength that helps you plan for and achieve your retirement dreams. Whichever road you take, who's your rock?
By some measures, our economy is doing great. We've reached the lowest unemployment in state history. We have a record budget surplus. But there's another side, too. Rising prices for groceries, gas, and medications. Folks, that's a problem. That's why I have a plan to cap prescription drug prices, aggressively prosecute price gouging, and cut taxes by another 10% for working families. It's the right thing to do for Wisconsin and our economy.
Cars is having a big end of summer sale with 2018 Chevy Equinoxes starting at $18,995 or $299 per month.
Don't miss out on our end of summer sale with the best selection of 2018 Chevy Equinoxes starting at $18,995 or $299 per month.
Goldman Cars has been family owned and operated for over 50 years, so just come on in and ask for my brother, Dealing Donovan.
Or my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Go to Goldman Cars, east or west.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
They say a good steak shouldn't be covered in sauce. That's why this prime rib is covered in fire-roasted peppers and provolone. But if you want sauce, it's in the bag. Arby's, we have the meat.
Stoughton Health's Breast Cancer Risk Assessment can help you understand your personal breast cancer risk and strategies to reduce your risk. The screening is a free service Stoughton Health offers to help women take charge of their health.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive. Fridays on News 3 Now at 10.
Wisconsin women's hockey team has been on the ice for a little over a week preparing for next week's season opening series. And every year the expectations are the same. Win the WCHA and win a national championship. And even though the Badgers have to replace a bunch of their scoring and their goaltender, they feel pretty good about their roster. One that has a lot of new faces, but has national team and Olympic team experience.
We finished a little bit short of what we wanted to attain, and this year you bring all those kids back and everybody looks at their roster and says, oh my gosh, you're going to be really good. You know, that puts that, undue pressure on from the standpoint of we still have to go out and work.
This program comes with high expectations, and I think every girl in this locker room knows that, but I'm just here to compete and play the best I can and hopefully bring whatever I can to this team so we can bring back a national championship.
After finishing one game away from state in his first year, Andrew Selgrad has Columbus humming. The Cardinals are ranked second in Division IV and have outscored their opponents 206-19. But none of that matters to Selgrad. What does is stacking days, or as he puts it, keep building.
Set, go.
Columbus football.
You need to be aggressive, you need to fly to the ball, and you got to hit.
Has a certain swagger to them.
Be stronger, bigger, faster than the other team, and just go out there and just win on Fridays.
But don't mistake the confidence for cockiness.
Say it.
Because the Cardinals are always working to better themselves.
We're not happy with the status quo. We're not happy with what we did last week. We're never content with just being average.
That mentality comes from Andrew Selgrad.
To answer your question, right?
Who asks just one thing of his team.
How do you do that? Well, you got to keep building. Ready.
Keep building.
We always try to have A days, A practices, instead of if we had a C practice, we're not going to keep building.
Stacking good practices on good practices.
Our goal is to continue to get better every week. We want to be playing our best football come playoff time. So every week you got to keep building.
So when it's all said and done, the Cardinals are the best versions of themselves.
Doesn't take much to be a great person, so he always just focuses on not just football at practice, but building us up as young men.
Whether they're on the field or not.
What do you do with those opportunities that are given to you? How are you going to build a legacy? How are you going to grow as a person, as a human?
You do as Selgrad would say.
Good.
And keep building. And don't forget to nominate your coach to be our next Coach of the Week. Just head to the sports page on our website and fill out the nomination form, or you can shoot me an email. Remember, it can be any sport at any level.
Week 5 final drive
Coming
tomorrow.
up, yeah.
All right, Zach, thank you.
And Chris is here with the final check.
Hey, tomorrow's going to be another good day, too. More sunshine will top out right around 80 for the high. I can't rule out some showers or thunderstorms. That mainly happens overnight. So a lot of those games going on for the final drive tomorrow should be able to stay dry the whole time. By Sunday, though, we could be talking some rain, especially in the morning.
All right, Chris, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.